Well, I got at about 5 o'clock and I've hit the road. Sun's not yet up, and I've just received a text from the survivalist leader, Kyle, saying that he's running 30 minutes late. Well, it might be just an attempt to sort of harden up the new recruit, just to teach him a bit of the rough side of the tracks, but to be fair, it's not military, it's lacking discipline. We can only hope that Armageddon's running 30 minutes late as well, because this is a poor start. But I'm focused and excited. Gents, how are you? I'm ready. How are you, mate? How are you, mate?
Tony, you know.
See you, mate. G'day there. How are you? You going all right?
My stepson, Roma.
G'day, mate. How are you? Perfect. Perfect. Good day for it. Well, mate, you got it. Yeah, if we do bring, you know, if somebody does come in, an unwanted force, you know, they could gas us out. Could prepare for it all.
So my army surplus camo suit didn't really faze these guys. They're pretty serious about what they do. Some have even accused them of setting up their own private army. Clearly, I'm keen to find out what it is that makes them tick. So they've agreed to take me to their top secret training location. Meaty.
We'll drive up to the valley, unload the motorbikes. Once we get to where we're going, set up a camp and go play paintball.
Is this the place where, you know, if it turns to custard, you guys are going to go?
Yeah, mate. Not many people go where we're going, mate.
No.
That's why we go to the real hard area.
Okay.
Try and get away from the people.
Cool.
A weekend in the bush, playing a bit of paintball is my idea of fun. But when you're preparing to survive the complete breakdown of modern civilization as we know it, refining your combat skills is a pretty important step and not one to be taken lightly.
Mud Duck, this is Snow Goose, over. Are you there? Do you read me, over?
Yeah, clear as a bell.
Roger that, roger that. We're in communication. What I need to ascertain is whether or not this trip, 4 hours out of Christchurch, with every conceivable implement and object required to survive the eventual Armageddon, is for real, or whether these guys are just a bunch of delusional, paranoid Boy Scouts.
So the plan is to get as far away as possible from the potential centres of unrest. In this case, Christchurch. And there's no denying we're certainly getting out of town. Hours and hours out of town. And just when I reckon we're starting to get close, I find out it's only a stop to do a quick gear check.
How many K have we got to go up the road?
I'm not sure what it is in kilometres, but it's been another 2 to 3 hours, mate.
2 to 3 hours?
Yeah.
So you've got a few places where you can store supplies and...
Yeah, oh, yeah, we bury stuff. That's mainly what we do, is bury stuff in the bush.
Like people, or...?
only smart-ass ones.
Someone forgot the key.
I mean, how long are you expecting to have to stay out there?
We would only really go out to the bush if it was a society-changing event.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know... I mean,
civil unrest, I mean,
yeah,
that's...
civil unrest is one of the big ones.
Yeah.
When basically when it gets so bad, the government is just, you know, made so many crap friggin' decisions that, you know, people are just suffering so badly, that crime's getting so out of hand that we just can't live in society anymore. We would actually just go to this valley and set up our
we must be getting pretty close to it, eh?
So it feels like we're getting pretty close.
Yeah, doesn't it?
They reckon the animals always know something's up before we do. I wonder if this hare caught a whisper of the pending Armageddon.
This is just ridiculous. This has got to be the dumbest hare in the world. I mean, it's sprinting straight along the road. Finally, it decided. Finally, he decided to pull over. Well, I'm yet to work out whether they genuinely believe that the end is nigh or whether they just like to come camping. But either way, look at this location. They've certainly aced that. Are you as structured as a military organisation, for instance?
Well, everybody has a role, just like in a military organisation. So Jason, you know, is communications, transport and setting up the camp.
Hence the 3 aerials on the car and the big tripod that's just been stuck on it.
Yep, and Hayden, who's our primary hunter, so basically he's food.
Yep.
You know, I coordinate, take care of cooking, and basically just manage things as needs to be done.
They obviously put a lot of planning and structure into their survival plans. And while I didn't seem to impress anyone with my chemical warfare suit, my visit to the Army surplus store did give me 1 or 2 items I think could help contribute to the survival efforts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, French horn.
Yeah.
Just to actually pipe yourself into battle, because I think that's, you know, the old school way of doing it, letting people know you're coming.
Yeah, sweet as.
Secondly, I mean, you know, we may need to save all forms of liquid. A sidearm.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Another close combat. That's seen plenty of work. Feel away to that.
Yeah, no, it's good, eh? Good wood, that.
And then I've got the syringe or a hypodermic needle.
Yeah, torture device.
Yeah, exactly. Put that back in there before I ask the next question. Do you guys genuinely believe that, you know, it is going to come down to a situation where you may have to fight for what you believe in with other people?
I believe that we will probably have to have combat with somebody. It's not something that I'd look forward to. You know, to me it'd be a result that I'd have to do, you know, to protect my family. It's not. I wouldn't go out looking for people to harm or anything like that.
How do you ascertain if they're coming out in a hostile or a friendly intent?
We'd probably try communication with them first. Right at the beginning of the valley, we'd set up a security point.
Yeah.
So if those guys have already had their throats cut, then we know that these guys are coming in a hostile way, you know.
Yeah, OK, so you don't want to be the person on security down that end. Well, I'm making friends as usual. This time, they're quite looking forward to shooting me. It's a quick fire way to learn how to survive.
As part of a survival situation, we may be called upon to defend ourselves, and you know the reality of that situation is that there won't be any Geneva Convention. There'll be no prisoners taken. It could mean that our women will be raped and our children will be killed and all our supplies taken. It's about preparing ourselves to maybe even make the ultimate sacrifice if need be, but that's the way real warfare goes in this kind of situation.
If you get shot in the back, is there any penalty for being yellow?
No, but whoever shoots Mark gets 10 extra points.
Is that including my own team?
I hope not.
So do I.
Right, this is the flag. This is what they gotta get.
Here they come, guys. You've got a couple going right. There's 2 of them coming up the creek bed and 2 of them coming either side of the creek bed.
Roger.
So you share the same sort of views that you need to be well prepared for, you know, just the what-ifs?
Yes, because the way the world's going, there's probably not going to be much of it left soon.
What do you mean by that, though?
Just war and violence, crime, and, you know, we never know if our ships are going to stop delivering us food or something silly like that.
I've got one pinned down here. What about, though, if you've got a scenario where you're stuck out here for years and years and you've got to start bringing a few kids through? That makes you a pretty important person.
Maybe I should start running for them hills then at that point.
Oh, mate, we lost that, but it was almost worth it to shoot you at point blank in the bonce. Look at that, we've got a bit of blood and everything. Oh, that must have smarted. Hey, you guys take that pretty seriously, though?
Yeah.
Is it prep for the real thing?
Guess so, yeah.
Where do you think the primary attack's going to come from?
Could be up there, couldn't it?
Could be anywhere.
Yeah, it could be anywhere, yeah. You never know.
Brilliant. Just a couple of slugs in the back of the pip. Despite shooting one of my newfound friends in the back of the Swede, I'm still surviving hours from what I'd like to call civilization. But now it's time to learn another survival lesson, surviving the elements.
Okay, so we want to have the strong side over there, right down into there.
Right down to the apex. Well, it's all well and good if you got one of these, but if you come out without one...
Yeah, well, that's the... if you're in a native forest, the native forests, not so much this one, but a lot of native forests is full of ferns, and the ferns make a perfect roof as long as you turn them upside down and they fling all the water away from you.
Gutter the water away. Perfect. Got a little bit of evening sun coming in too, which is all rather romantic. Ugh.
So how's that, mate?
I can do that. That's quite cool. I'm happy to sleep here tonight. I might need some dimp, though.
See, once you put a roof on something, it looks a bit more homely.
Get out of it. Tell you what, these bloody mosquitoes, though. If you're going to run to the hills, you can't head back to a supermarket once a week. So my next mission is to get out and find dinner with the survival group's headhunter. And what are we after?
We're really looking for deer that could be coming out on the clearing of these trees. It's quite windy out here, and they don't really like hearing the wind in the trees when it's high wind. It makes them, it's too eerie for them. So they could well be 1 or 2 trees deep on these clearings, nibbling at that fresh grass.
Yeah.
There's not much happening.